Welcome to the instructional video for Tithe Tactics, where I show you and explain how to play the game. To set up the game, deal each player 9 cards. Take 1 card and place it face down in front of you. Take 3 more cards face down and place each resource icon pointing to the 10 on the resource meter, and put the remaining 5 cards in your hand. After this, the game starts. Each player plays a card from their hand at the same time, pointing the corner they wish to use at their opponent. Resolve both cards at the same time in the following order. You and your opponent reduces the main resource icon pointed at them. In this case, you lose 1 army and they lose 1 gold. To adjust your resources, simply move the resource card on your meter up or down. Next, you pay the cost to play that effect, located at the bottom left of what you played. You lose 1 food and your opponent loses 1 gold. Lastly, you each gain the resource located on the bottom right. You gain 1 army and your opponent gains 1 food. Once everything is resolved, discard the card. Keep doing this until both players run out of cards in their hand or someone hits 0 on one of their resources, signaling the end of the round. Both players then pick up their discarded cards back into their hand and then increase one of their resources by 1. Let's skip ahead to where someone hits 0 on a resource and see what happens. I ran out of food, so once I put the discarded card back into my hand and gain 1 resource, I must take one of my cards and place it permanently face down in front of me, with the food icon pointing forward. This stays here for the rest of the game. I then gain food equal to the number of cards still in my hand, in this case 4, and because I added my 1 resource of food before this, I now have 5 total food at the start of this round. This food card in front of me is very important, because it now means whenever my opponent attacks my food, I lose 1 extra food, and whenever I gain food, I gain 1 extra food. You lose 1 extra resource of that type when your opponent attacks for every resource card you have set down, and you gain 1 extra resource of that type when you gain that resource. Let's show one more example. I have 3 food and 1 gold resource cards in front of me due to my opponent making me hit 0 on those resources, which means I only have 1 card left in my hand to play each round. If he attacks my food, I will lose a total of 4 food. If he attacks my gold, I will lose a total of 2 gold. However, this means that if I gain food, I will gain 4, and if I gain gold, I will gain 2. Once a player is down to 1 card left like this, and one of their resources hits 0 again, the game ends, making the other player the winner. If both players take each other out at the same time, whoever has the most resources left on their resource meter wins the game. If this number is the same, then the war between players left them with nothing and neither player wins. Thank you for taking a quick look at our game and how to play.